What's going on, everyone? It's time for another film review, a horror thriller. It's some of a cult classic right now. It's called Wolf Creek. It was released December 25th, 2005, and it's directed by Greg McLean. We're going to do Wolf Creek 2. He also did films like Jungle, The Belko Experiment, and Rogue. This had a box office or a budget of $1.4 million, and it was a moderate success worldwide. And then, yeah, so Wolf Creek. Well, Wolf Creek is based on a true story. It's actually based on two killings in Australia of a guy who basically used humans for target practice and some other like cannibal type of killer. So a group of friends are on their way back from a week-long getaway, and they're driving back through the outback of Australia, where they ended up running into car troubles. Stereotypical horror trope, where they break down and they meet this one guy who says he can fix it back at his place. So they tow their vehicle there, and then they spend the night. When they wake up, they're all bound and gagged in different spots, where they're slowly hunted and tortured by the Good Samaritan, and that's the young teens fight for survival. This is a typical early 2000s storyline. It follows same. It's sort of like the same sort of type of scenarios as like Hostel, Saw, and all that. And then this one is the more humane torture, I guess you could say. And the characters are most of them are pretty well developed. You spend a good amount of time with them in the beginning to get to know them and stuff. I like most of them, and that some of them kind of just fall off the radar though. So halfway through the movie, they just forget about them for some reason, and then you don't see them anymore. And then you're focused mainly on three others, and especially the two women that are the primary focus of the second half of the film, where they're basically the ones with the ingenuity to fight back and see how the film see their way through. And then, yeah, it's very weird and structured, this movie. It's a little bit different, but I kind of like that, because this was like the first movie I saw where the title card comes like 20 minutes into the movie and stuff. And then yeah, it is a little slow paced at first, so you might not be into it. When I was younger, I did not like this movie at all. But rewatching it, I thought it was all right. The acting's pretty good. Like I said, the writing is pretty decent for it. I like how well crafted the villain is, and how charismatic, and just the way he is developed and portrayed is definitely a 180 to how he's perceived after by the end. And yeah, the best part of this whole movie is there's no actual climax. It basically builds up to nothing and just leaves you in despair, basically. No retribution, there's no really happy outcome. It just leaves you in a rough rut. And that's one thing I really like in the films, and I look for in these type of films, is like films that do like the more bleak stuff. I kind of find more interesting in that. And the character wise, and some people probably won't like the way it was shot. It does look a little cheapish, especially nowadays. But for when it came out for an independent film, it looked pretty good. And yeah, and the special effects and the gore effects and stuff were good. I kind of wish we saw more like manipulation from the villain with his prey and stuff. Most of it was survival tactics and stuff from the bush, which kind of padded the film out a little too much. But for the most part, I thought this film was still a decent enough watch. There's a lot more they could have done, but I think with the budgetary restraints and everything, they did what they could, and they made a good thriller out of it. I don't really consider this a horror film. Some people might find it horrifying, but to me, this is more just a psychological thriller in a way. So, but yeah, Wolf Creek is a fun, entertaining thriller with a little bit of everyone. If you like a little bit of backbush, lost in the back bush type of films, this one has a little bit of that. A little bit of like torture slash slasherish type of vibes in there too. So if you're into those type of films, you'll probably really like this. But if you're looking for something dark, gritty, and scary, this probably won't be the film for you. But for the most part, it's still a good film. I'm going to give Wolf Creek a 3 out of 5. I just wanted a little more kills and a little more brutality to enhance it, and it would have made it a little bit better, especially for me. So, but for what we got, still a good, entertaining thriller. So if you want to check it out, it is on Tubi, which I'll link that down below so you can watch the whole movie for free down there. Also, link down below is my Instagram, is where I post video clips of films and review in the future on my story. Usually have the film title, hashtag, and subject on film, and a hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram, as far as post clips of films and review in the future on my story. I think I just said that. But make sure you check out my Letterbox and JP reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. Check out my Twitter. It's reviews_Derek. That's all down below. Yeah, so follow me on those platforms. Stay with this channel. Like this video, share to more people aware of it. Comment your opinion to the film down below. If you have any, let me know if you want to do the sequel as well. Also, if you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully, find something weird, obscure, and on that I never thought checking out together. And also, so you hear my opinions on popular films, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And finally, don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we got a whole pile of other thrillers, like horror thrillers like Scream to talk about. So make sure you tune in for those. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.